Okay, here we go. Just wanted to run through the pairs right now. It is Thursday, the 20th. Um, Wanted to look at everything that we've been looking at for the week. Take a look at how strong this downward move has been in Japanese yen. This is the daily chart. Amazing how strong of a move we had down here in this huge candle today. Personally, I'd be out of this if I was in it right now. And the reason is that candle is absolutely huge. Something like this, it really feels overbought. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it definitely feels overbought. It's one of my biases. I admit that. But in this situation, you should have been able to take plenty of profit here. If I extend this, let me go ahead and do this real quick so you guys can kind of see what the risk reward looks like on this thing. Let's pretend like we're all the way down here. This is 14%, man. At some point you ring the buzzer and say, all right, I really hit, you know, three times my target, two times, four times my target, whatever it may be, and you keep it moving. Not a good way to trade for everybody, but for me, I'm definitely out at this point. And if it pulls back, I'm in again. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a continuation pattern, some kind of something that tells me, all right, this isn't overextended. We're going to keep going down, rather than me banking on the fact that this huge candle will lead to another big candle. Again, man, you guys have heard me say it a couple times. I like trading small candles, and the reason I like trading small candles is because they kind of measure up a small move or a big move right after a small candle. Usually, it's kind of like a rubber band. When you pull it, you let the market breathe a little bit, and then it can pull back and shoot in a direction. That was horrible, but I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Let's go on to the next one here. See if there was any entries, man. There was an entry. It looks like late yesterday, but you would have had to bleed just a little bit, which is fine for most people. So yeah, that's what it looks like. They're trying to get me to upgrade to pro. I understand. I have a free account right now. Anyways, all right. So NZD USD. Was looking for bearish plays here. It looks like we were bearish yesterday. Um, and let's kind of look at what that looks like from yesterday. We were only bearish because the very end of yesterday ended up being a huge drop down. Nothing I could really trade though. We look at this and I'm looking for areas where I'm wedged up. This is a L that I took at the very beginning of the week where I was like, all right, it's lining up really nice for us to take this down. And it went the opposite direction. Lo and behold, we did end up down for the week. So if I go to a weekly chart, so far we're down for the week, technically. So that's why this is red right now. But the week is not over. It's Thursday. Tomorrow will tell us the story. The week before that it was red, and the week before that it was red. I'm really looking forward to stay below this area, maybe come back and test. Maybe that's what this is the test candle that's being formed on the weekly chart. Who knows, man? Sometimes it's difficult to really tell like that. This looks like it's testing this 50 EMA. Maybe we bounce back and come down. This is a daily chart. Again, I think overall we are going to kind of roll over, and my profit target is going to be down here somewhere once I do have a clean way to enter. I might even have a little head and shoulder going on right here on the daily chart to take that down. We'll see. This is why being patient and kind of stalking your trades like a sniper works out. Hourly chart. This would have been nice if we would have pulled all the way back. Instead, we had like a little. I don't know if I want to introduce that yet. Well, yeah, I will. Okay, so Irek Piekarski put me on to phase line breaks, and this looks like it could have been like a phase line break if I was paying attention to this and just trading strictly off of price action. What that looks like is something like this. So you see it ride up this little quick trend line that I created on the 1 hour chart, and then as soon as it breaks it, you trade into it. Um, so what that really looks like, you can't really get too precise here, which kind of sucks. Let me find a short. So it looks like as soon as it breaks it, which would be up in here, I would have a stop loss. Probably me, I would want to have the pivot, the 50, and this key level as barriers to my stop loss. And then my actual target maybe is somewhere in here. This is a conservative play. And if I want to get a little more aggressive, maybe I'm right in here. It's not a big trade, you know. These phase line breaks for me, at least my experience with them, and as you go on, again, let me throw out a disclaimer. You guys are going to watch these videos and see what I'm saying. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, you contradicted what you said a month ago. Well, guess what? I'm growing as a trader. I'm learning as a trader. I'm going to be wrong sometimes. But I want to give you a full, open look at what it looks like whenever you're actually in the game and looking at these things and stalking your trades and not pressed for capital, trying to um, as far as trying to make a profit, trying to be in trades. I'm not rushing anything. I don't have capital to trade right now. So what that means is I really get to hone my skills. I really get to take it easy. I really get to stalk these trades and look at these sniping situations and test. So if you're here to back test and learn, you're in the right spot for sure. If you're looking for signals or looking for quick ways to get in and out of markets or scalp trades and stuff like that, not what this is. Okay, so since that's out the way, this is a phase line break. I'm not looking for a big trade here. Most of the trades that you see me take are going to be the pyramid reversal strategy trades. I'm putting together a PDF on that, and you'll see a link show up eventually here in the description. But whenever I put that together, or whenever I trade that strategy, I am looking for a 3% or more trade. Just that's about what it is. Something like this, a little phase line, I'd look for a 1% to a 2% trade because it's a highly guarded trade, and it's also just a quick day trade is what I want to call it. I'm not going to look to hold it for a couple days, or I'm not riding it down, a side or up a side of the pyramid, which might take several days or a couple weeks. These are quick trades, man. There's no combo here. It's just a quick down. But anyways, that's what that looks like. Let's see, what do the other NZD pairs look like? So this one's kind of a little sideways. So this is what I like to see in these areas. It's a key area. So there's indecision. There is some kind of barrier here. MACD looks like it's rolling over, which I like to see. So let's see what happens on NZD CAD. I'm going to sit here and kind of wait. I love the fact that this is converging. This is a 50 EMA on the 4-hour, which is pretty powerful area. This might be a really good time to get in, actually, to be honest. So MACD looks like it's conducive to a move downward. We're literally in an area that seems to be oversold in the past, and an entry here looks like this. Short. Yeah, let me make sure I'm not tripping. Sorry. Just wanted to think real quick. This is why I did not take this trade right here. Remember, I wrote this in. I was like, well, yeah, you can trade off of this, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, it was something like that, I think. Wait a minute. Did I say I was going to take this? Yeah, it's not a good look at all. So go back to the previous video and take a look at this and see what I said here. But this does not look like, this doesn't match anything that I usually trade. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there because I don't run away from my mistakes. If I made a mistake there, somebody hit me in the comment section. See what I did here. This looks like a wish and hope type of trade. Yeah, that's not going to do what I think it's going to do. Not at all. Okay, so if I get into this new trade and I look here, I would take this to about this level and just watch it. There's a 1.28. Not a really big trade. It's just not there, man. I don't see like a huge trade here. Not because it's not there, but because we haven't reversed yet. So if we do break down, I'm looking for it to go, drop like crazy. There's 11%, maybe even this extreme, and now we're looking at 15%, and I'm getting that from right here. So yeah, the initial trade to get into it, you don't see that profit target yet. Why? Because the move hasn't started. I'm trying to set myself up for big trades and combo trades at that. So with that said, if my profit target only looks like this for an initiating trade, maybe I take it anyways and kind of ride it down, risking 1% to see what develops here and to put this on my radar. I probably would. So let's take a look at this. This is strong. I'm going to go ahead and draw that. Okay, NZD. Okay, GBP, NZD. So now I'm looking for GBP to go up. And as I've kept saying, even though it was acting weird, not acting weird, it was just going against me all this week. It's Thursday, and finally we see this kind of like a reversal look on the 4 hour. Let's see, I don't know why I'm getting hella pop-ups today. I usually don't get them. No real pullback yet for us to take anything long. There was no entries here, but clearly the market is moving upwards. And this is huge because it broke. This is old though. This is like earlier this week we noticed. So it did break this area. It went red and then it went green yesterday, So it ended up being bullish yesterday was after I had recorded the video, obviously. And then NZD being bearish was after I had recorded the video, obviously. So we saw it really kind of lean towards the direction that we're wanting it to go. I would have a first profit target coming up against this 50 MA. If it breaks the 50 MA, then I feel like we're off to the races. GBP, AUD broke this area. We'll see if it can stay. So one thing to really pay attention to, and I learned this the hard way, the daily candle, pay attention to it, but do not trade off of it today because this candle's still forming. It is not finished. So I can't trade off of this per se, saying that it's a break because it wasn't a break yesterday. It might be a break today, but the candle will need to form fully before I make that assessment. Again, Infinite Prosperity will teach you all this stuff. Go check out that free lesson and think about signing up. They should be running some kind of special for Christmas and New Year's or whatever. So that'll be worth it. Okay. 1 hour chart. Nothing too clean. I kind of like this, but there's no real like strong style pullback. Y'all know the pullbacks I like. Stuff like this. Really, really like clean. And I wonder if this was on top of a pivot. Let me add some pivot lines so that we can see it. Yep, it was right on top of a pivot too. God, that's beautiful entry, man. Beautiful entry. And look, notice how far this stop loss is out of the way. So assume that we got into this trade and we said, okay, this is my first profit target. And then I put a boom right here, an alert. Notice the candle that would have set off that alert, this big ass candle right here. So then I'm chilling right here. This is a 2.29% trade. But the beautiful thing about it, and something that I haven't really discussed yet, is you bulletproof this. So after we reach a certain level where it looks like, okay, we're not going anywhere close to where the stop loss is, we're not getting in the red at all. Which you'll notice most of my strategies, you bleed early, but later on in the game, if you're bleeding a little bit, then you need to go ahead and get out because that trade did not work out, and it's okay. It's okay for it to not work out. Let me see if I can do this, if it'll let me. Yeah, it did. Okay, so then you move your stop loss up and you make it bulletproof. What that means is if this just, shits the bed, just falls off, it goes all the way down to zero, I'm fine. I didn't make any money, I didn't lose any money. I love putting on bulletproof positions overnight whenever I have a winning trade running, because it just kind of puts me in a position of peace of mind. And you want to trade that way. You don't want to be in front of these screens all day trying to figure out which position to take and all that stuff. So it just kind of gets tedious whenever you have to approach it that way. So we try not to ever be in the situation where, hey, we have to make these adjustments and we don't already have a game plan for it, or I'm just trying to scalp or whatever. No, we set traps. This is my style. This is just setting traps. And again, the foundation of it is from Infinite Prosperity and also Irek Piekarski, who has Masterclass now, but I haven't taken that yet. That's the next thing. I did take Infinite Prosperity though, so check that out. Euro CAD. We're done with GPPs. Okay. GBP is the ones that we're looking at look like they're doing what we want them to do, have wanted them to do, have predicted them to do this week. They finally turned around and started moving. Euro CAD just more in the right direction. Could have maybe traded this, but you have noticed the candles. So this right here, in this right here, and this right here. So we have 3 candles to kind of get in because those are the only ones that were touching the blue line. So right place, right time. You would have had to been looking at your charts at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock in order to get in. And at this particular chart, and you would have had a narrow window, so you would have had to complete that pass quickly, and that's not much of a trap whenever it's set that way, It's just kind of a real-time entry, and that can be dangerous because it gets emotional when you're entering real time. Like you didn't plan out a trade, you just decided to jump in. Damn, yesterday this thing just boomed on me. Holy crap. Check this out. Right there. Boom. I might have been able to get away with saying that's a pullback right here. I don't know. That's a hard one, man. But yeah, I'm bulletproofing this one in one day. That's a quick bulletproof. Let's look at this. If I go here, draw this up, pull my stop loss to just below R1 or S1, whatever. I'm going to always get those wrong. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. As far as what they're called, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so we get all the way up here. We're at a 4.5% trade. And then obviously we pull this up. And now we're in a, bulletproof situation. And we're just chilling, watching it, paying attention. Maybe setting alerts. So I don't know if we haven't gone over this. So setting alerts below this price level, like right in here, so that I can be alerted, via email if price starts breaking down, because I don't want to lose all my profit. I mean, that's obviously I don't want to lose all my profits, so I do want to be watching price action to see if it's going to continue to climb, or I'm taking money off the table right here. There's a couple theories there. What I like to do is kind of let it run, and if I've doubled or tripled my original profit target, that's why it's so important to have several profit targets, then I go ahead and take it. I go ahead and take it off. But there is definitely an art to being able to let it run and doing so, responsibly. This is yesterday. There was another entry, man, and I missed this. Wasn't looking. I don't know if I said anything on the video or not about this, but these are entries, both of those, okay? Because they're touching the blue line. So this just makes this even a better trade because now you have two positions on. So I have this position that's down here, 8% trade. And then I have this one. This is like combo stuff that makes it super sweet. I can go here and maybe my profit. Well, I don't know what my profit target would be because this hasn't been this low in a long time. Yeah. If I go to daily, maybe I can see a profit target. Something like this, maybe. Extended fib level. So maybe let me draw this in temporarily just so I can see where it's at. I go back to my hourly chart and I draw this down to here. Key level. Actually, you know what? Sometimes you can draw your fib levels to the side and extend them or whatever. So if I click on this, double click on this, I can extend the lines. Right? So that comes in handy. But then, I got to go and unextend them if once the price action's over here and I want to draw a new fib. So as far as drawing new fibs, the reason I draw fibs in the first place is to measure a leg. I've said that, and I'm going to make a video only about Fibonacci. But yeah, it's just to measure a leg. So I can measure that leg, I can measure this leg, I can measure this leg, which is what I did, and so on and so forth. But it's on a higher time frame. Like I can measure this right here, this big move, boom. Let's do it. Why not? Real quick. We're almost done anyway, so. So that's what that looks like. And I draw it up because we're going up. This is where the trend's going. And it started down here. This is where it boomed. So it boomed, came back and touched the 618. It's so crazy how it just like comes to these levels like naturally because they work the way they work, Here we go all the way up, pull back, touch that level and the 50. This is a great entry, by the way. I can just tell sometimes, man. I know that was a great entry. Here, pull back, another good entry. Here, not quite pulled back. This is a 382. Or I'm sorry, this is a 221, 272. Which one is it? 272. The first extended level that I like trading off of. And then this one, maybe you trade off of this and come down here and then you take this profit. So between this yellow line and this green line, or gray line, sorry, yellow and gray, you take your profit. And then there's not a really signal to take this up, but maybe you take another trade here off of this red line down to this gray line. Maybe you get lucky and hold on long enough to get some of this too, but this is plenty, trust me, red to this gray. That's plenty of meat on that bone. And, so on and so forth. But I really enjoy it. Then I got to turn this off because it's going to mess up my whole shit. Ugh. How annoying is that? That's why I don't have it on. Anyway, so this kind of just shows you what happens there. But yeah, this is beautiful, man. Opportunity on top of opportunity. Beautiful. So we can have 8%, 3%, that's 11%. And this is how many days worth of trading? 1, 2, 3, 4 days worth of trading. I've got 11% off of one pair. And obviously, you're not going to be right every single time, but I've shown you guys the times that I've been wrong. And, with this particular strategy, I'm not saying I'm never wrong. I'm wrong a lot, obviously. But with this particular strategy, this new way that I trade, the sound, fundamental, high probability way, you're not wrong too often. And when you are, it's just, 1%. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Wow, this one really boomed. Oh yeah, this AUD. All these pairs were playing off of the backside of on the underside of the trend line. So yeah, a lot going on here. This is an interesting theory, though. I don't trade this right now, but if I were to, then look how beautiful this lines up. Trend line, 20 EMA. I'm in there. Hard to call though. Hard to call. And I'm gonna bleed pretty bad on this one, this entry. And this is yeah, let's drop down. And then is there an entry there? Yeah, there's an entry right here. Boom, we're in an entry. We're in the zone right now to get to enter this. If you're watching, you can enter this specifically. Again, this is kind of like a live entry, but it matches the criteria that I have set anyway. So I'm gonna do something like that. Probably push this up here. Make sure I get it right in here. Almost 2% on this trade. And just chill. Gonna watch it. AUDCAD. Make sure nothing crazy is happening here. There's a big candle though. I don't really like trading off of big candles. I've said that, but this one's dicey, man. I'm not gonna lie. This one's really dicey because I don't have anything really sturdy that I'm trading off of other than a key level on the daily and a key level in 4 hour, which is the same one from the daily, and the pivot line. And then I'm bouncing off of a 4 hour, but it's not like a combo trade because there's not like this big overall trend of it going down yet. We're still trying to initiate that downward move. So yeah, this one's a little dicey, but it would be worth the 1%. So we'll take a look at this again tomorrow. Anyways, all right, we're done. That's it, man. That's the last one. Yeah, I feel like I got a lot done this time. So I hope you guys love it. Holler at me. Let me know what you think.